Hi, I'm Megan McCullough Lindquist. I'm a junior this year, the 2014-15 school year at Topeka High, and so I'm going to talk to you about how to conduct yourself around judges during a debate or forensics round. So you should most definitely make an attempt to shake the judge's hand upon first interacting with them. I usually ask, like, the judge, are you a handshaker? Because some people don't like making contact with gross high schoolers, and that's fine. But if they say yes, shake their hand firmly. You should also, be nice to them, make a general effort to be kind to them because you want them to like you. Some debaters are really, kiss ass about it, and some are more subtle, and that's a personal preference. Try to, compliment their shirt or do something to make them laugh before the round starts. If the judge is experienced, they will most likely realize that you're sucking up, but that's okay because they're used to it, and so if you don't, you're going to look like an a-hole. And if it's not an experienced judge, it's most likely a mom, and they will enjoy your compliments. So, to ask about the paradigm of the judge, the different types of judges in a round and how you handle them is a big deal, and it can win or lose you a round. There are a few questions you need to ask before starting a round so that you know how to adapt in that round. And one, the most basic question, have you ever judged before or debated before? Phrase it like, would you mind my asking what your experience with debate is? And they will either tell you, this is my first round ever, or I'm a national qualifier or something like that. If they've never judged or debated, do not ask them about speeding. Just don't speed. I guess you guys aren't, if you're novices, you're not necessarily there yet, but you will be eventually. And I once lost a round purely because we went too fast in that round and didn't adapt to the judge. So don't even ask about speeding if they're not an experienced judge. If they are experienced, ask them if they have a specific paradigm. This means what kind of judge they are, what they vote on, what they like to see in a round, and so forth. And so one judge may say, I'm a policy judge, I vote on stock issues, or I will never vote on a K, but I will vote on topicality. And so we'll talk about how to adapt to that in a minute. And then you ask if they have a preference for open or closed cross-ex and do accordingly. If they don't have a preference, ask the other team. Just be courteous. And then ask about flashing the speeches off time. If you choose to flash off time, remember to not prep at all while you are flashing speeches. So if someone gets done with their writing their speech and is flashing on their flash drive the speech to give it to the other team, you need to have your hands off the computer at all times. That's just common courtesy. And off time means that it doesn't use prep time. And then finally ask, are roadmaps off time as well? This means that you'll give a brief roadmap before the speech, not using any of your speech time. And usually judges will agree with that. So if you have an experienced judge, how to adapt to them, just remember they know what they're doing. Most everything that you read, they will probably know what it's all about. So just be smart with your arguments, be confident. If you are at the point where you're talking a little bit faster, go ahead and do that, but make sure you have enough to fill speech time. If you're not filling speech time, you shouldn't be speeding. With less experienced judges, make sure to explain everything really well, but don't make them feel stupid. They still are older than you. They still probably know a little bit more about politics than you do and, the general debating topics, but just make sure you're explaining the terms that you're using that they might not understand. And talk slower. Don't make them feel stupid, like I said. Be kind to judges always. They're spending their Friday nights and Saturday afternoons listening to us spew politics at them, so it's super nice of them. Do not be disrespectful to judges. It's just, you just can't do it. Be kind and have fun, and they will pick up on that. Thanks.